Hello subscribers, here is another opinions video. This time it's CollectA's 2018 lineup of prehistoric animals. Now this is probably my favorite lineup for this year out of all the companies I usually collect from. First up we have, I believe, the first ever model of the Iguanodon Mantellisaurus. Now this is a really nice looking Mantellisaurus figure. It looks a lot like the Iguanodon it lived at the same time with. And the most distinguishing characteristic of this figure is its color scheme. I really like this color scheme, especially the stripe. The striping looks amazing. And yeah, this is a standard size model, 6 inches long, not too big, not too small. So yeah, I might get this one, might not, but we'll see. I'll see about it if the pricing is reasonable. Next up we have the Sciurimimus. Now I've never heard of Sciurimimus before. Now it's good to see this dinosaur get made into toy form. But it said this is like a 13 centimeter long figure. It's probably going to be like a very small and thin figure. I'll probably pass on this one. Like, the colors are pretty boring, but it's nice to see another new dinosaur finally made in toy form. Not finally, but yeah, to see another new dinosaur made in toy form. Yeah, I'll probably pass on this one. Yeah, I probably won't get this one. But it looks nice. I don't hate it. I really like it, but gonna pass on it. Next up we have this really impressive looking Iguanodon. This is probably the best looking Iguanodon figure, and at least this one makes up for that awful one by Papo. I really don't like the Papo one because it looks so unoriginal. It's just based off Disney Dinosaur. The head looks awful, especially with that articulated jaw and too much shrink wrapping. But this one looks like CollectA made their own creation, their Iguanodon figure. See the iconic thumb claw is visible. Yeah, this will go nice with the Mantellisaurus, which also lived at the same time with, along with the Papobaryonyx and Papopolacanthus. So yeah, all those four figures go nice with each other, because y'all lived at the same time and place. And next up we have a long-awaited figure of an Estepanosuchus. Now, like the only other Estepanosuchus figure we have is the one from the old Jurassic Park lines. But that figure is long gone now, and it's good that CollectA decided to release one. Because if I ever want an animal like Estepanosuchus or Symbospondylus or Xiphactinus in toy form, I'll always depend on CollectA for it. They always choose the more obscure species. But here we have this awesome-looking Estepanosuchus with an articulated jaw. Now, it's probably lacking in detail because Estepanosuchus was more mammalian-like than reptile-like. So it's got the accurate, smooth, mammal-like skin. I'll probably get this one due to the lack of Estepanosuchus figures on the market. Yeah, this one looks really nice. Next up we have this awesome looking Dunkleosteus. Now this is probably the one I am looking forward to the most. Right out of all companies, this is the figure I'm looking forward to the most. Like, I've always wanted a Dunkleosteus figure to resemble the one from BBC's Chased by Sea Monsters. And CollectA did so. It's got an articulated jaw, but the one thing that bothers me about this figure is that hunchback right there. It looks like it has scoliosis. And I wish it was standing on its fins so it wouldn't be resting on its belly all the time, but it looks really nice. I can tell this figure gets a 10 out of 10, or at least a 9 out of 10. So this is a deluxe figure. It's going to be pretty big, probably the biggest Dunkleosteus figure. Next up we have this amazing Ceratosaurus. This is probably Ceratosaurus nasicornis because of how skinnier it looks. And I can't tell which one is better, this one or the Papo one. But when I see in-hand images of the Ceratosaurus, I'll determine which is the best Ceratosaurus figure. And it's on the base too, and it looks very accurate. Can't spot a single inaccuracy. Got the 4 fingers, the horns are in the correct place, and it says it has an articulated jaw. But I see no seam lines around its head to indicate that there is an articulated jaw. And they seem to be improving on the bases too. This base looks more detailed. I think the same goes with the Sciurimimus too. Next up we have this rather disappointing Dimetrodon figure. I don't hate this figure, it looks nice. There's something about it makes it look boring. The pose is somewhat similar to the Safari Limited Dimetrodon. And the color scheme is what kills it. The articulated jaw is a nice touch, but the color scheme just looks relatively boring. Well, at least it's got the up-to-date sail, because Dimetrodon never had a half sail. And it's the accurate upright posture along with the straight stiff tail. But I think Safari Limited's version for 2018 is much better than this. So this is probably a figure I'll like. This is like one of the disappointing releases of for CollectA for this year. There's nothing wrong with it, but I'm definitely gonna pass on this one. Next up, we have a Etherium. Now this one, of course, since being a mammal, I don't expect like bright exotic colors. See, it's got a little bit of fur on the top. This Etherium also has two tusks, one on the lower jaw and one near its trunk. For some reason, this one doesn't appeal to me as much as did Safari Limited's American Mastodon. I'll probably pass on this figure for the Safari Limited Mastodon, which that figure looked much more impressive. Looks nice, but I'll pass on it. So yeah, I'll be passing on the Scurimimus, the Dimetrodon, and this Etherium. Next up, we have a rather surprising figure of a Brontosaurus. Now, for a long time, every paleontologist and like a lot of people thought that Brontosaurus and Apatosaurus were the same dinosaur, but until a research in early 2015 concluded that they were different dinosaurs. And it took like about 3 years for companies to finally make an accurate Brontosaurus figure. Here we have it. This figure looks fantastic. It looks kind of like a Diplodocus. They did live at the same time, but I think the neck on this Brontosaurus is a little shorter. This one looks fantastic. I believe it's a deluxe model, so it'll be pretty big, but not sure I'll be getting this one. But if it's like at a reasonable price, then yes, I will get it. But yeah, this figure looks fantastic. Probably one of the best ones for this year. See, it's mostly a brown color with a cream underbelly. Not a boring color scheme, but I have to say more appealing than the Diplodocus, but not as appealing as. It's like the color schemes are more appealing than the Safari Limited 2017 Diplodocus, but the colors on this figure aren't as good as the Safari Limited 2018 Amargasaurus. I think the Amargasaurus looks like a better sauropod figure, but I haven't seen hand images. But on seeing the detailing on here looks more impressive. Next up, we have this rather disappointing model of a T-Rex. There's plenty of reasons why I don't like this figure. One, it's another T-Rex figure. How many T-Rex figures are on the market? Like, we haven't had another Tyrannosaur figure for a long time. The only one I can recall was from 2016 CollectA's Lythornax figure, but no other company has made another Tyrannosaur figure. It's always been, T-Rex, T-Rex, T-Rex. Why not, Alioramus, or Tarbosaurus, or Albertosaurus, or even Gorgosaurus? Like, I think T-Rex has already had enough toys already, especially that really good Safari Limited one from 2017. Definitely gonna pass on this one. And there's only like a small row of feathers going from the back of the head to halfway down the tail. Like, it's going by the recent research that T-Rex wasn't fully feathered. Like, I have to say this figure does look nice, but it's a huge step back from the well, not a huge step back, but it's just a step back from the feathered T-Rex from 2015 from CollectA. Yeah, probably gonna pass on this one. But for all we know, it could be accurate because we don't have because there's not direct evidence that T-Rex was fully feathered. But given that Tyrannus was fully feathered, it's likely that T-Rex had full feathers. So definitely gonna pass on this one. Last but not least, we have this awesome looking Mapusaurus figure. Now CollectA already released a Mapusaurus figure back in 2012. Here's what it looks like, and see how pretty crappy this one looks. See the fat hips, then the skinny legs, and the long arms? And this one is a huge improvement. It's got a base too. It seems to be slightly detailed. It looks similar to the Giganotosaurus from Safari Limited from last year. And it's got an articulated jaw as well. Yeah, at least, well, since Pablo didn't release a Giganotosaurus or any Carnosaur for this year, at least CollectA did that job and released this really nice looking Mapusaurus figure. And it's about time they updated it since the old one was really bad. Seeing the detail in here is very impressive. From this distance, it doesn't look that good, but in person, it'll probably be really good. And it doesn't suffer from the wide hips like their Acro and Carcharodontosaurus. And it's surprisingly accurate too. Yeah, so this is it for this video. The figures I'll be getting first the figures I'll be getting first, and my most anticipated figures, is 3 this Mapusaurus, 2 the Ceratosaurus, and 1 the Dunkleosteus. So, I hope you guys like this video. Leave a comment, like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.